Hi everyone, Danni Addison, Victorian Chief Executive here at the Urban Development Institute. Another big week. We saw the Liberal National Coalition announce a huge investment pipeline in high-speed rail, which will underpin their decentralisation strategy and push to move more people out into regional areas. We also had the announcement today from Minister Wynne, the Minister for Planning, of the final planning framework for Fishermans Bend, which is a really critical piece of information that I'm going to run you through now. A couple of good things came out of it. Councils have been formalised in terms of their referral authority status. There'll be statutory timeframes around their decision making, and their role in that will be much more clear now to development industry partners. We also heard that there is a plan to develop an infrastructure contributions plan within about 8 months, by about April next year, and that within 12 months there will be 4 precinct plans developed for each of the unique areas. What we also know is that within the time frame of the development of the infrastructure contributions plan, there will be no permits granted. The 26 permits that we know the Minister called in February will be dealt with within a shorter period by a standing advisory committee that has also been announced today. Those applicants will have 6 weeks to prepare a revised application within the new design controls, which see a variety of changes from reduced heights in some areas, changes to setbacks, overshadowing, and built form controls. So there'll be a lot of work for those applicants to do in 6 weeks. The Standing Advisory Committee will then review those applications. They'll make a recommendation to the Minister as to the appropriateness of those applications, and they'll also make a recommendation to the Minister around the infrastructure contributions that those 26 applicants or those who go through the process will need to pay and to deliver through a Section 173 agreement. They will not form part of the infrastructure contributions plan if they go through that process. That's what we've been told, and I'm very keen to let you know that we were briefed in advance by the Minister's office, which was a welcome outcome, and we've been in very close conversation with them, putting forward the industry's views in the last 2 months in particular, while the advisory committee has been in play. So it's an interesting outcome. We are calling it a bit of a missed opportunity, in particular because the increased population targets and density were not accepted by the Minister. The committee recommended that these be extended to be in a range of between 80,000 and 120,000, and the Minister decided to keep that at 80,000. We think that being Australia's largest urban renewal precinct and there being so many people moving to Melbourne and such a need for housing and jobs, that should actually be increased, and we're going to keep making the case for that over the next couple of years. The Minister has announced a 5-year review on that. So there's a bit of work for us to do on your behalf around infrastructure contributions, around population targets, and around the rollout and interaction with the new Fishermans Bend Development Board, headed up with Meredith Sussex. She's going to be at our Development Summit on the 26th of October when we hear from the Barangaroo Development Authority and also the Fishermans Bend Development Board about just how it is that we're going to get this urban renewal up and kicking in Melbourne. Moving quickly to the Liberal National Coalition policy, they're talking about fast trains, they're talking about connected regional centres, and they're talking in particular about Geelong being first off the cab there, first cab off the rank. And they are making some pretty ambitious promises. It's election time, it's definitely heating up, but if it's delivered in the time frame they want to do it in, then it'll be a really great thing for regional Victoria and for Melbourne, taking some of the pressure off our growing suburbs with more jobs and more housing and more connections to regional Victoria. So it's been a hot and busy week here at UDIA. We've been busily representing your interests and speaking to our government contacts and bringing you the information as quickly as we can. Please connect with our policy team, our events team, and myself over the next little while, and make sure you definitely get to the Urban Development Institute's Development Summit on the 26th of October. It's going to be really critical to your business, and there'll be a lot more information on these and other topics. Until next time, I'm Danni. Have a great weekend.